Hey, Hawkeye fans, welcome back. Well, today we've got Owen Freeman on the podcast. We're talking NFL Combine, talking about all the winter sports that are kind of winding down at this point, and March Madness is right around the corner. So why not talk basketball? Welcome back to Talkin' Hawks, presented by Estella's. Well, Matt, I'm so excited that Estella's is our presenting sponsor of the offseason.
Yeah, they always bring delicious food. It's unbelievable. And we go there often enough, but the fact that they give us fresh food like this every time is incredible.
It is the best. Fresh, build your own burrito bowl, whatever you want. It is the best in the Iowa City, Coralville area.
Do you have a go-to?
A go-to?
Yeah.
You don't want to know my order. I get so much stuff in it. I do. I'm not like you, because what do you get?
I get the buff. Chill out. I get the buff. It's the pancake one. It's the breakfast one. It's unbelievable.
I do build your own. Ready? Grilled chicken. No rice. Black beans. Corn salsa. Mild salsa. I also like their green salsa as well. Salsa verde. I think that's what it's called. Sour cream. Guacamole. Queso. And shredded cheese.
Yeah, that's a burrito.
You fill it up. It's so good. Estella's, the best.
Yeah, really excited that they were able to pair with us.
So if you are looking for locally owned, fresh food made with love, check out Estella's today. Hello, Matt.
What's up?
Happy March.
Happy March.
It's my birthday month.
Yeah.
Turning the big 3-0. You look like
You're
you're
going to
more...
be there way before me.
I know. I robbed the cradle with you. Okay, we were
Yikes.
both born in 94, but your birthday's not till August.
Yeah, you're like half a year older. Gross.
Yeah, kind of.
5 months.
Matt, I'm still recovering. Take it easy on me. Well, for those of you that don't listen, don't watch or whatever, follow me on social media.
There you go.
Hello. I have my stupid wisdom teeth taken out on Tuesday afternoon at probably like 3:00. And so I'm like about 72 hours post.
Never had surgery. She's never had surgery before. She doesn't know what to expect from anesthesia. Was all kind of jacked up and playing it up pretty hard.
Excuse me? I have been not a baby at all. I'm not going to let you do that.
No, you've been great.
I have.
You have been great.
You laughed at the end of it.
No, I'm being serious. You've handled it well.
Thank you so much. So what happened was I, like 2 months ago, was at the dentist, just routine, whatever.
Is that how long ago that was?
Maybe like a few months, whatever. And they're like, we'll just do some x-rays and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, sounds good. They're like, hey, actually, you have some wisdom teeth that like need to come out. And I was like, yeah, okay. No, they don't. Like, I didn't
You were so mad when
I
you
was
came
so
back from that
mad.
appointment.
And I was also like, they have no idea what they're talking about.
They're just trying to get my
Which was
money.
just like
I don't.
I was convinced. I'm like, they don't need to come out. Like, I didn't even know they were there. For a long time, I thought I didn't have any. Anyway, then last week I was like super sick and I was like, what's happening? And then my mouth started hurting and I was like, oh, I think I know what's happening.
Your teeth started to shift a little bit.
Yeah, my teeth were shifting. My retainer didn't fit anymore. And I was like, okay, I really know what's happening. And then, yeah, lo and behold, they were like, those need to come out ASAP because you've got a little infection in there too. So anyway, Tuesday, got them out. Can't recommend Dr. Nick Morio enough in Hiawatha.
I love his name.
I know. This is not, what's the word, sponsored at all.
No,
I would
but he
love
did
to be sponsored by a
apparently
dentist.
did a really good job.
He did so good. I'm like barely been swollen. I don't know. Maybe I am. I just
The
think
camera adds, so even if it looked like it,
Yeah.
it's just the camera.
I don't know. Anyway, I feel decent. Just still like groggy. I don't know. It's dumb. But I'll be fine by Sunday because Sunday we have a big game. And just so everybody knows, it is Friday, March 1st when we are recording this. So Sunday is the big girls basketball game.
So that'll be done by the time this comes out.
I said girls basketball game.
Girls.
Which I have the girls high school state basketball tournament on the brain because tonight, Friday, March 1st, my niece plays in the championship, our niece, for Solon.
Yeah,
so that's very
cool.
exciting too. So the women's game, as they say in college, will be on Sunday. I'm all over the place.
I'm glad you took the lead here.
I'm killing it. Anyway, okay, so let's start with NFL Combine, then we'll go into basketball, and then obviously transition seamlessly as we get into our conversation with Owen Freeman. Okay, NFL Combine. What have you seen so far?
Well, first of all, I know you're groggy. I know you just took a big part of this intro, but based on like the casual fan, which is how I would argue you are, like, you know more because you're at games, but as far as like the in-depth stuff, you've heard me talk, but that's about it.
Okay.
What's your thought of like the NFL Combine? Like, is it something like, obviously I played, so like I pay attention to it, whatever, but like the casual fan, like
I don't care.
You don't care at all?
No, I could care less.
Do you think it has a purpose?
Probably in some way that is like beyond me. I don't know.
Do you think it has a purpose? Like, do you think the casual fan is like, why are they running 40s and doing all this stuff when they just played the game?
It's actually a really good question. I shouldn't say I don't care. I do care to see like how the Iowa guys did.
Of course.
So like,
of course we want our guys to do
that. Well. But in terms of like the whole process, I don't care. Is there a purpose? I don't really think so. I think that
it's not a football test.
Yeah.
It's an athleticism test.
Yeah. So I guess when you think in terms of like an obvious example is like Tom Brady had a terrible 40 and like went out and did great.
Catching strays.
Sorry. They just did a thing where he just ran a 40 at, is he like, how old is he? 46. And he ran it faster than he did when he was in college, which I guess isn't entirely surprising. Anyway, again, all over the place. But yeah, so I guess to me, the casual fan, like, I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, we all know they're all athletic, like to a point.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Like, you think about that. I mean, you can gather somebody's explosiveness. You can gather somebody's strength, somebody's speed.
I guess I'd be curious to see like some of the best guys in the NFL, like Justin Jefferson.
Like doing it now?
Christian McCaffrey. Let's just like grab some of the like top guys, right? And be like, oh yeah, like those are, you know, the top names and top performers in the NFL. And then go back and look at their combines and be like, oh, but who performed better than them? So like they were expected in a way to do better than them in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And yet these guys are the top performers in the actual game. I'd be curious to see how all of that lines up.
I would argue that most of those guys are probably like top 5 in most of those metrics.
So it kind of makes sense.
But there's somebody like there are some guys that show up, test really, really well, but like, why didn't you see it on the field? And then all of a sudden they do all these crazy things. It's like, okay, well, they can do one of two things. Like George did really well, and his numbers didn't jump off the page at Iowa. Like his blocking obviously did. People talked about that when we played, but like people didn't expect him to be there, and they probably didn't know how much of an athletic freak he really was until the combine. And then that helped him a little bit. But it's like, true. So there's those kinds of stories of like, if it's already a good player, but you don't know how athletic he truly is based on maybe the system or whatever it is, to see how that moves forward with that.
Yeah. No, that makes sense to me.
And injuries and stuff like that.
Why are you asking me that? Did you want me to ask you the same question?
No, I was just curious.
Oh, okay.
I think it has a place, but I also think it doesn't at all.
Okay.
Because it's not football. Like if I've seen somebody play football for 3 years, I probably have a pretty good understanding of how they play the game. Versus if I watch them run, be like, okay, did he run away from guys? No, he's probably not super fast. Unless he's been training specifically for the 40 for the last 3 months. So he can run fast today.
Oh, that's so true.
It's just like when you're taking a test. Like when you think about school, all of us are very academically sound. But like if it comes to take a test, you learn the material, take the test, and then it's gone. You don't think about it anymore. Mm-hmm. Like you're going to remember some of the mechanics of how you ran, but you're not going to run the 40 the way that I run a route. It's going to be a little bit different.
No, that's true. And you think about what players on the field, like how many of them actually run 40 yards downfield.
Who runs 40 yards in a straight line?
Like
even receivers don't all the time.
I was going to say maybe like one time.
Unless it's a breakaway. That's about it.
Interesting.
Otherwise, you have to cut and your weight's going to be down a little bit. You're not going to run quite as tall because
it just doesn't happen.
You get hit.
Often.
Like it's just just different. So I think it has a place, but I also think like some of it is a little tough.
So up to this point, it's 4:00 on Friday, the 1st. How many guys have gone?
First of all, I want to say that we had 4 guys invited. Yeah. Iowa did. All 4 of those guys came on the podcast.
Cool.
We talked with all of them.
Oh my gosh.
Tora Taylor, Cooper DeJean, Eric All, Logan Lee.
Very good point. It's good luck is what it is. You want to go to the combine? Come on, Talkin' Hawks. That's what it is.
So, and Logan Lee showed out. So, as a D lineman, it's really hard to like showcase your athleticism. Mm-hmm. Like at, what is he, 6'5", 285, something like that.
When's the last time he ran 40 yards?
Yeah, like
sprint? That's so true.
It's tough. And I think he was 11th there, but he was top 5 in broad jump, top 5 in vertical jump, tied for first in the pro agility, I think. So like all of his numbers were good, but like you didn't know he was that athletic when in Iowa's scheme, his job is to garner blocks so that our linebackers and Jay Higgins can go make 172 tackles or whatever he had, right? So it's hard to really see that athleticism, but then he goes out there and you're like, oh, wow, he can do a lot of things. Again, he's been training specifically for those drills for 3 months. So I'm not saying he's not going to take some of that to the field, but I mean, there's a lot of tape on Logan Lee and the good things he did, which is what got him to the combine. But it's just kind of an interesting thing there. Eric All, I don't know what he'll do, if anything. I don't know his, last we talked, I don't know quite how far along he is with his knee. Cooper said that he's not doing anything, which I'm assuming is partly his leg stuff, but that's a guy that is already, well, I sound like Chris Collinsworth. I don't know if anybody listened to that.
Here's a guy.
Here's a guy. Yeah. Sorry, no, Chris catching straight. So he's already a first round projected draft pick, but he's going to test really well. He's going to run well. He's going to cut well. He's going to do all those things. But again, you've got 3 years of watching him at 2 different positions between the cash position, which is Sebastian Castro this past year, but Cooper played that his freshman year, kind of like a safety spot before he moved out to corner. And then you see 2 years of that and what that looks like. But it's like, you know, it's a different scheme. It's more zone. So like, is he going to go to his own team? And like some of the drills that they do at the combine are position specific. Like they're going to do zone turns and work on man and then cut and all that kind of stuff. There are specific drills they do, but like how much of this can you really put towards the kind of player they're going to be?
Yeah. Like,
oh, his combine shot up. Like Darius Hayward-Bay was a receiver out of Maryland. I want to say like 2010-ish era. He went to the he wasn't like a highly touted receiver at the time. Went to the combine, ran like a 4.26, and the Raiders took him in the first round, but he couldn't catch as well as some of the other guys that were there. But because he was really fast, they're like, well, maybe we'll make him into one. And I think that's kind of like the NFL thought process to a point, is we're going to take these really athletic guys and then I will coach them into being a good player. But that doesn't always translate. Some people are just athletic and then it's like, well, we need his hips in order to do this. And you know, schematically, he has to understand that he's got this coverage or he's got this route, you know, changes here versus this and whatever. Or here's a really tight window. He's going to get smacked by a 245-pound linebacker. Can he catch that ball? You know, but it's kind of an interesting nuance between just take athleticism and then try and coach it.
Yeah, good point.
But anyway, so that's kind of my initial thoughts on it. Logan Lee, like I said, did really well. I don't know what Torrey Taylor's going to do. Like, does he need to do anything other than just bomb him?
I don't feel like no.
So I'm kind of curious what his 40 time is going to be. He was talking smack about, you know, some of the other guys' body types on the team. I'm curious what his 40 is going to be off camera. Yeah.
True. Cool.
Anyway, so that's the combine. I think it's interesting to kind of see like guys' athleticism, you know, and you want to run this and whatever. And, you know, there's an interesting story too. Sorry, now I'm going off on a tangent because I've just got these stupid, dumb facts in my mind. Adam Thielen went to a small school in Minnesota and he showed up at like some tryout thing or whatever. And he'd been training the 40. He knew he had the tape, but unless he ran a 4.5, he knew he wasn't going to get a shot. And I think he ran like a 4.53 or something like that. And that's what got him his opportunity to go to Minnesota and try out and then make the team.
Yeah.
Because of one time, not his tape, but his time made his tape look that much better, which is crazy to me.
Well, I guess because if he's at a small school in Minnesota and you're looking at his tape against other athletes from smaller schools, it would be hard for you to make the case that he could compete like that against D1 Hawkeye
If his
defense.
tape is that good, he should be brought in for a tryout regardless.
It depends what the
tryout.
competition is. I could have really good tape against, well, probably not. I could have decent tape against like my niece's 9th grade volleyball team.
No, you couldn't.
9th grade.
But
9-year-old volleyball team. 9th grade. Absolutely not. 9-year-old volleyball team. Like, oh, we should bring her in for the USA team. Like, no, you shouldn't.
No.
Because
You bring her in for a tryout. So no, but the tryouts, like you bring in probably 55 people for the tryout. Only 3 or 4 get signed.
Okay.
The rest are just bodies, so you can see how your other guys are actually performing and then, you know, who is the top of that tryout.
Yeah, I guess.
So what difference does it make what his 40 time is? If his tape is that good, just bring him in for the tryout. If he doesn't make it, he doesn't make it.
We can only bring so many people in for a tryout.
Correct.
Okay.
So if his tape is that good, if he was just making people look stupid in Minnesota, he doesn't have to run the 40 to prove that he should get a tryout.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Okay.
This is my opinion.
Relax, Matt. Okay. It's okay. I have a different one, and that's okay.
That's okay.
Thank you so much.
Wrong.
Okay. Can we move on to basketball?
Let's do it.
That's where my head is.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about? Basketball. Why'd you look at me like that?
Well, why don't we start with the obvious one, which is Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. Just what was it? Like, would it be 2 weeks ago that she broke the record?
I think it was a week.
Women's basketball NCAA all-time leading scoring record.
I'm kind of curious if she breaks the all-time record.
She's only 18 points away.
You would expect her to do that on Sunday. Are there going to be 2 22s on the court?
That's what I said.
Or are you going to pick up the one and then move it to the other one? And Coach Bluter actually went off because they didn't include women players, I guess, from the 60s and 70s or 70s and 80s.
I mean, it was 70s and 80s. And it was Lynette Woodard who Caitlin did break her record. And that was just on...
Well, so she was the all-time leading scorer in women's basketball, right?
Correct, yeah. But it was pre-NCAA. It was like, what was it called? And it was like AIW, something.
It was either AIAW. I think that's right.
Yeah, I think you're right there. But anyway, what she had said was basically like, those women helped lay the foundation for women's sports and women's basketball in general. Like, it should be brought into consideration, regardless if the NCAA existed or not. And so she was a little tweaked about that. And so,
well, and that's the actual score, and that was before the 3-point line. That was before a couple other rule changes. I think she also mentioned that they used a bigger ball at the time, so it's probably harder to score. Like, it's just interesting little nuances that you don't understand really change the game.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and like Pistol Pete, like he's the one that Caitlin Clark is trying to surpass. And I've seen a bunch of things like, well, Pete only played 3 seasons and he scored 45 points a game or something like that. But Caitlin doesn't shoot as often as Pete did. So if she shot as much as he did at her percentage, then she'd still have more points. Like
that's the thing about statistics and records and things like that is like, when did it happen? How quickly did it happen?
It's like it's numbers and it's factual, and yet people have their own context that they're going to throw in to try.
But that's the thing is there's always going to be context. Nothing's ever going to be exactly the same.
Right.
But you can still recognize greatness in whatever context.
Which is why Lynette Woodard should be recognized. So Lynette, thank you.
Thank you. It is, what'd you tell me?
It's my Google Calendar said that it's the first day of Women's History Month.
Yeah, so James and Matt, shape up. Treat me correctly today.
Matt's not even here. He's sick.
Yeah. Wow. The disrespect.
Unbelievable.
Women's Month.
Women's Month.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So then Sunday, pretty big game. Obviously, I feel like my voice just isn't correct yet. It's having a hard time like projecting. But Caitlin announced that this is her final year at Iowa. So she's going to be moving on, presumably, to the Indiana Fever, which, by the way, because they have the first pick in the WNBA draft. I know you know these things, but just going to say it for context, But I saw something on Twitter today that the lower bowl of the Fever arena is already sold out for season tickets.
Once she declared?
Either season tickets. I want to get this correct, but it's either season tickets or the first game, but I really want to say it was season tickets. Yeah.
Once she declared.
Mm-hmm. Like she said, yeah, I'm declaring for the draft. And then the Fever came out and were like, hey, like the same day, our season tickets are on sale, by the way. Genius. They probably had that. They had that
graphic,
the tweet, everything ready. And they're like, whenever she announces, like, you guys be ready to hit the send button.
That's unbelievable.
I know.
What if they trade the first pick?
Don't do that. Then people would be like, I bought these season tickets for what?
That'd be an all-time crazy move.
That would be.
Anyway, you want to talk about somebody that's changing the game.
Dude.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's already talking about this. So everyone's got their fill of Caitlin content for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, just
cool.
Being able to have that like up close and, kind of like front row seat. Literally to all of it this past season has been
and like paying attention
crazy.
To how much has changed, there's security with her. She will stay for an hour or whatever to do autographs and everything. Like that's such an Iowa thing.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing too is like we're so used to her surpassing all, like breaking all these records. At least I'm used to like witnessing it where I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, she broke another record. Like it's Caitlin doing Caitlin things, like breaking a scoring record, breaking an assist record, like whatever. I mean, over the past 4 years, like she's just had all these great moments where like luckily and graciously I've been able to be a part of in some like small way in Carver. But like the game where she was going to beat that women's basketball NCAA scoring record, I like, showed up to the game and I was like, yeah, it's a big game. Cool. Like, yeah, she's going to break another record. But like in my head, I was like, yeah, I'm just going to do my job. And then I got there and it was like cameras and ESPN and Peacock, like just like massive amounts of people and media and cameras and just all of the things. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like it kind of hit me of like, oh no, this is a really big deal on like a national level. But it's like when you're used to, and I put that kind of like in quotes, because it's like I'm not used to it. It's still great every time it happens. But like when you're around that greatness all the time, in terms of like watching her play, it's like, oh my gosh, I guess I didn't realize how big of a deal this was, because like seeing her be great is like, yeah, Caitlin's great. Like she's incredible. And like you just expect that. You know what I mean? And it's just the same way of like, oh yeah, Caitlin had an off game tonight. It's like 26 points, 10 assists, 14 rebounds or whatever, it's like, that's an off game for her. And like, that feels off to watch because she only quote unquote had 26 points. Like we're used to seeing 38, 41, 49, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just been a really like crazy thing to witness in terms of like ground level.
Like you also expected Megan Gustafson to always have a double-double when she walked out there.
Exactly. Or like every time she got the ball under the hoop, she would somehow get it in. It wouldn't matter like left-handed, right-handed.
Just like backwards, but somehow
it went in. And like you were used to that, like cheat code is basically what it looked like. And that's what Caitlin looks like too.
They really went from a cheat code underneath the basket to the logo at half court.
Yeah. Imagine if they would have played at the same time.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey, Hannah Stolke's great too, though.
Hannah Stolke.
I'm excited to see what she does next year. But anyway, it's crazy. So Sunday is going to be, I can't even imagine the amount of cameras, the amount of people, just all of the things. And I don't even know like special guests that are going to be in the house. You never know who's going to come to witness that.
I think what's pretty cool is that somebody put out a tweet of like the Naismith Award winners and runners up.
Runners up.
Runners ups.
Go ahead.
I'm going to shift now to the men. And it's interesting how when one team has a really good player, like they're really, really good. And they kind of carry both programs, so to speak. Like it was Megan Gustafson, and then it was Keegan Murray. And now it's Caitlin Clark. Like it's been
Garza.
6 straight. Luka Garza. Totally. How do I forget Luka Garza? But like it's been, I think, 5 or 6 straight years that we've had somebody up for the
like
National Player of the Year.
Yeah.
And it's one or the other. I don't know I think Luka and Megan might have been at the same time.
I think so.
But like outside of that, like it's unbelievable how there's always one that kind of rises to the top. And now that Caitlin's there, I'm looking over at the men like, okay, is Owen Freeman going to be that guy?
I think so.
He's been having an incredible freshman year, but Peyton Sanford just had like the first triple-double in all of Hawkeye men's basketball, Hawkeye men's basketball history.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we know that Hannah Stolke is going to continue to do good on the women's side, so hopefully we have one on each team. But really, like it's kind of cool to see that.
Is going to be fun to watch. Taylor McCabe on the women's team. Kylie Fearbach looks great. Like the thing is, like, I mean, obviously Caitlin is the name of the moment, and she is the moment. But I mean, as we go into next year, it'll be interesting to see like who, as you say, the cream rises to the top, and it'll be super fun to watch, I think.
I think Owen Freeman is next in line over on the men's side.
Yes.
Let's go there. I think you did a little bit of research.
I did. Well, because so our interview with him, so we were trying to kind of line things up to get a lot of our, because we're only doing one a month, obviously, but we were trying to kind of get things lined up to get some like recorded all together. So we weren't
basically when they were available.
Essentially. Yeah.
So and that way we could at least get the interview.
Yes, for sure. So this was recorded like a month ago? It would have been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in February, I think.
The interview was recorded about a month ago. Yeah. And so I think at that time, and I don't know if I say this in the intro, I'm not sure, but at that time, I think he had 6 or 7 Big Ten Freshman of the Week honors. And at this point today, he's got 9 Big Ten Freshman of the Week honors.
Dang.
So crazy. So definitely making a strong case for Big Ten Freshman of the Year, which would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But he also, this is as of February 26th. He is averaging 11.2 points, 7.6 rebounds, 1.6 blocks, and is shooting 65.2% from the field.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, it is pretty solid. And he talks to us about how, like, making the decision to come to Iowa, a lot of it, a good portion of it was that, Coach McCaffrey was confident that he would come in and make an impact right away.
Mm-hmm.
And talk about living up to that.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty cool. And then he also set the freshman block record with 51. Like, yeah.
So, there's still quite a few games.
Quite a few games, yeah. We're just getting into March. So yeah. That's Owen Freeman. And the conversation is great. I'm excited for it.
For something that's been as hot topic as has been with Owen Freeman, since recording, he has cut his hair, so you can leave those comments out. He's gotten a haircut since the interview.
I didn't think
said
people
she barely recognized him.
He walked into Carver, and I was like, "Who's that man?" Yeah, he looks different for sure. Looks nice. It's a good haircut. But everybody's always got something to complain about. First, it was Molly's headband falling off. Now it's Owen's hair getting in his eyes. We got to pin that. I think they did pin it there for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know they did that.
Bobby pinned it in. Yeah. But her dad made that for her.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And so she wears it for every game. So there. That's the headband story.
There you go.
Summarized very shortly. All right. We are going to... Do you have anything else to say? Or are you good?
I'm just kind of excited for Iowa sports. The football team obviously had 10 wins, had a good season. That's kind of transferring to what their seniors do at the combine at the same time. The women and men are both making a push. Wrestling is getting a push. I think they're getting close to NCAAs.
Mm-hmm. They'll be there.
So
they just got a big win over Oklahoma State. We didn't even mention that.
Like everything is kind of moving in the right direction for Iowa sports.
Yeah. At OK State too. Which
Pretty
is a big
good
one.
It's weird.
Did you see Ben Keeter? Or we just have to mention this.
I unfortunately didn't because I was putting Dax to sleep.
So he won. I think it was like 5-1 down at OK State.
Shout out
I think
Ben.
the guy was like ranked 11th.
Okay.
I don't know if that's correct, but I want to say he was ranked 11th, something around there. Anyway, he got the win, and then he posted on Instagram as like a picture of him, like, getting his hand raised or whatever. And then he put music behind the photo. You can do that on Instagram now.
I did not know.
And it was like, "Mama, don't let your sons grow up to be cowboys." And they're
really?
the Cowboys. Yeah. I was like, that's so good. What is that song?
Savage.
Don't let you grow up to be cowboys. Something like that. Anyway.
That's funny.
It was very funny. He had that planned for a
100%.
minute.
Once he found out he was wrestling, he's like, "Oh, I got the perfect pose."
Song. It's so good. Anyway, okay, if you haven't watched the Ben Keeter episode, definitely go back and do that. But we're going to hop into our conversation now with Owen Freeman. We'll be right back. Did you know that Iowa City Tire does more than tires?
I mean, yeah, they've been servicing vehicles in the corridor for like 40 years.
Okay, but did you know that before someone had to tell you?
No. No, I didn't.
Well, check out how they're doing things in a very different way at Iowa City Tire and Service.
Where service actually comes first. Call 319-338-5401. Need a new roof, gutter, or siding in Eastern Iowa? Call JB Roofing, a local and reliable roofer with over 20 years of experience. They do one roof at a time, unlike others who juggle multiple projects and cut corners. They also serve a 45-mile radius around Kelowna and can help you with any insurance claims. Don't wait. Call 319-656-ROOF or visit their website, jbroofingkelowna.com, for a free estimate. JB Roofing, the small town roofer you can trust.
Well, Hawkeye fans, we are so excited to have this next guest in. It is timely, and we are just so pumped because he has had several Freshman of the Week honors. And I'd like everyone to please welcome Owen Freeman.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
We're so excited that you're here. And the only way that I know how to intro you, and I didn't do it, is I can only hear our PA guy at Carver saying, "Owen Freeman." That sounded just like it. Didn't it sound like it?
No, that was good. That was good. I come for his job.
I know, right? But yeah, that's the only way I can hear it because you've been scoring some points in Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. No, I'm really enjoying it so far. It's been sick.
Yeah, freshman year. This is probably like, I don't know, kind of an eye-opening experience. I would assume any D1 athlete has when they get on campus. And then boom, you're kind of like tossed into A, the starting lineup, and B, like interviews like this one, and just all of the things. So we want to get to all of that and just how that transition has been for you. But first of all, let's just talk about where you're from.
Yeah. So I'm originally from Bourbonnais, Illinois, which is about 45 minutes south of Chicago.
Okay.
My senior year, we moved to Moline, an hour away. That's where my family is now. But I grew up like 45 minutes south Chicago, just in a small town, really. Not a whole lot going on. So and then just always playing basketball. That's about it.
Okay. How tall are your parents?
So my dad's 6'9" and my mom's 6 foot.
What?
Yeah.
So did they play basketball?
They did. They
Okay.
both played at Olivet Nazarene University, which is NAI in Bourbonnais, and they both were like All-Americans. So like, if I wasn't good, they probably like disowned me or something.
So it's in the genes.
Yeah,
It's in
exactly.
the genes.
It's in the blood.
Well, when you're 6'11", is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It kind of has to be in the genes, right? I don't know. I don't think many 6'11s are coming from 6 foot and 5'6".
Don't say
Probably
that.
not.
Dax is growing. Dax, there's hope for you, bud.
There's hope. Okay, so siblings?
Younger brother. Yeah. He's
Okay.
a junior at Moline.
And
Yeah.
how tall is he?
He's 6'6".
6'6".
Yeah.
Basketball?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why'd you guys move to Moline?
So my dad got a new job opportunity, and like we just really felt like that's where God wanted us to be, and we knew the head coach there through AAU.
Mm.
So just through that kind of ties, then we decided that was what's best for our family. Just headed over there for our senior year, and pretty successful. Ended up winning the state championship, and then with Brock Harding, who's on the team. So it was just a really successful move and a successful plan for us.
Was it tough going through, if you were in the same spot up until literally 11th grade
Mhm.
and then
Yeah.
having changed, was that super tough, or was it like you were already a part of the AAU basketball community and it didn't really affect?
Yeah, no, everyone like there just kind of welcomed us with open arms, and it was super easy. I didn't really have a problem moving. I was ready for kind of like something new. So making that move wasn't difficult for us at all.
When you say small school,
Mhm.
I feel like it's a different connotation if you're near Chicago versus if you're in Iowa. So define small.
Yeah. So up until 8th grade, it was like 26 kids in my class.
Oh, so like actually small.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we went to Bourbonnais, and then it was like 500 kids in my class.
Oh my
And then we
goodness.
went to Moline, and it's like 550. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. When did you hit your first growth spurt that you were like
Yeah.
I'm
No.
just really
I love
curious.
this.
Yeah. Everyone asked that question. I've just always been like head and shoulders above everybody. Like there wasn't like a summer where like grew like 7 inches. Like I was just always been progressively like 2 inches every year. Like I was like 6 foot in 6th grade, and then ever since then it just keeps going.
6 foot in 6th grade.
Yeah.
So are you saying you might still grow? You might hit
I
7.
hope so. Hey, I'll take it. If I hit 7, that's fine. That'd be great.
That's so crazy. And what's funny is you brought up Brock Harding, and we'll get to that too. But it's just funny because he looks so tiny out there, but he's your size.
Don't do that.
He's
But he's
not
6 foot, though?
small. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's 6 foot.
Mhm.
But he's not like a small dude.
No.
I used to
When I
think-
stand next to him, I'm like, yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
But then you put him next to you, and I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
It's so wild. And what's funny too is like the amount of steps that it takes him to get down the court
Yeah.
are like far less than you.
Yeah.
We were talking to Spencer about that. Spencer Lee, he was on a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago, and he's like, yeah, I used to do cross country. And I was like, what? 5'3" legs doing cross country? That's insane.
It'd be rough. Yeah.
Right? Did
Yeah.
you ever do cross country? Any
No,
other
I
sports?
I did track, but just like sprinting and like high jump. I played volleyball. Growing up, I played baseball and soccer, but like everything was like focused around basketball. Like
Yeah.
I played the other sports, but like basketball was obviously like number one.
Did you do basketball all year round?
Up until high school, I did. Yeah, like we didn't do AAU until high school.
Mm.
Because my parents wanted me to like try other sports and like obviously like wear and tear, but like yeah, not until high school.
Yeah.
In soccer, what position were you?
Everything. Man, I was nice. I was nice at soccer.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I was like 3rd grade, so like everyone else.
Well,
Yeah, but like, I mean, I could be out there.
kind of
Okay.
crazy. So
Yeah.
you went from all feet to all hands.
Exactly,
But I'm
yeah.
just envisioning you as a goaltender. I mean, nothing's getting past you. You're the size of the net.
Yeah, but like I want to score some goals. I want to be out there.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of you on a corner kick. Nobody's getting up there.
You're right. Yeah. I mean, hey, soccer team needs me. I'll go.
We don't
Hey,
have
we
a
ju-
men's
we just
soccer
had-
team.
Hey,
Hold on, we just had Ben Keeter on. He's in 2 sports.
Yeah. But we don't have a men's soccer team. I hate to tell you boys, but
I'll petition for it.
petition for it just for Owen. So good. We have a 6'11" goaltender. We need to build a team around this.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, that's so great.
And then baseball. What
Yeah.
position?
So I was pretty bad. I was in the outfield my first season, right field.
Okay.
And at that age, that means I can just basically do what I want out there. But then I got moved to 3rd base the next season.
That means you got a cannon if they put you at 3rd.
Well, how old were you?
I was like 4th grade.
Yeah, that's where they
Oh,
put
so
it.
like you stopped.
No, that's where the bad
I
players go.
stopped early.
The bad players go out when you're young.
Yeah.
Well, in the
I
outfield.
was just
yeah.
like
Yeah,
playing in the grass, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't do a whole lot.
Is it
Chilling.
like is it Benchwarmers where he looks down and he like sees
Yeah.
he's got like a spider in his glove
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah.
I don't know that movie.
It's a classic.
That's
a
great
classic.
movie.
That is funny. Okay, so we got track. You did high jump?
Yeah.
That's
That
a
doesn't surprise
lot
me.
to get over. Really?
No, most high jumpers are pretty tall.
7th grade, second at state. Got
No
it.
way.
Yeah. No, it was cool.
How hig'd you get?
It wasn't a lot. I only had to jump like 5'1". It was sweet. Didn't have to do a whole lot. No, it was cool.
And that was,
Okay.
you said 7th grade, so you would have
Yeah.
been like 6'2" by that point?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is so crazy.
Bro. You're probably just doing a scissor kick over the top.
That's how we did warm-ups. Yeah.
yeah.
What's that? What does that mean, scissor kick?
I'm gonna. There's the Fallsbury flop,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
where, like-
which is what you see where
Yeah.
you lean and you fall over on your back. But scissor kick is essentially like you go up like you're gonna do the Fallsbury, but instead of that, you just jump off your outside leg like you would, but then you just like go over the bar like this. It's almost like you're hurtling sideways.
Mhm.
Is that a
Yeah.
And that's what you did?
No, I did the flop, but like
Oh,
for
you did.
warm-ups, we did that. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I only high jumped a couple years.
And then sprints. What did you do for sprints?
They made me run sprints.
Oh.
I hated it, but I had to do like the 100 and the 4x1, and it was awful.
I mean, that's good
Mm.
for you though.
yeah,
You're-
yeah,
It's 12 seconds maybe, and you're
Yeah.
done.
yeah. But I hated it. Like they forced me. I like tried to get out of it so many times.
I mean, you got to think about it. That's 10 steps for you, and then
Yeah.
it's over. Like,
True.
True.
Yeah, but it was awful. And,
what
like, I wasn't-
what don't you like so much? Like,
I
why is it
wasn't,
so
like,
bad?
super quick? I just didn't really want to run,
Mhm.
so like they just kind of forced me out there.
You don't want to run, and then you picked a sport where nothing, like you never stop.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense in my head, you know.
In your head. Well, because in basketball, you're running for like
Yeah.
to get
I get
down.
to score.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
get to score in track.
That's fair.
I have a question. This just popped into my head. What was it like? How much defending of Zach Edey did you do?
A lot.
That totally just popped into my
A
head.
lot.
And how did that, like, I mean, you did really well for how large that man is.
Yeah.
He looks like AI.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah,
doesn't
he's-
look real when he's
Yeah.
out there. It's so like, he's just built exactly how you would build a computer
Mhm.
big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
It's so wild. So how did that go? Like,
Yeah.
how did you prepare for that? You don't have
Yeah,
that
it's-
size to prep with.
Yeah, it's really hard to prepare. I mean, you kind of just have to take what the coaches give you. I mean, obviously, National Player of the Year, no one can really stop him. So like, you just got to do what you can to like basically contain him. But being out there against him, like I've never really like felt small until like I've played him. Like I felt tiny
Mhm.
just because like 300 pounds, 7'4", like
I didn't realize he was 3 bills.
yeah, no, it's crazy.
Wow.
And then I'm sitting there like 230 trying to move him, and you can't do anything. So I really just tried to like use my speed,
Mm.
kind of like being able to beat him up and down the floor, and like really just kind of like get into his body. But like obviously it's like it's a task, and we had to go through like 3 different guys just to be able to keep up the whole game. I got in a little bit of foul trouble, but like I mean you got to use your fouls when you're playing him. So
Right.
yeah,
The only thing I can think of is like if they had 2 managers, you know, one get on the shoulders
Yeah.
of the other guy to like, that's the only way
Exactly.
you could emulate that in
Yeah.
practice.
yeah. We tried our best. The guy who was him on our scout team, he's 6'11", so like still like the size
I
difference.
mean, that's still 5
Yeah.
inches. That's a
Yeah.
half foot difference.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like he did a good job, but like it's still just like completely different playing a
Sure.
guy that's that big. It's
Dang.
hard.
Sorry, that was kind of random, but
Yeah.
it just popped into my head and I was like, how do you even get ready for something like
Mhm.
that?
All right. So let's go back now. I'm going to get us back on track, which
Sorry.
is normally
You
not my
go.
role in the show. So you did other sports basically until high school,
Until 8th grade, yeah.
until 8th grade. So once you hit high school, then it was all basketball.
All basketball.
Did you have, obviously AAU, like we've had some other guys on, like Jay Higgins, who
Mhm.
said that he played with Deontay Craig and Tony Perkins
Mhm.
and stuff. Do you know anybody here that you played AAU with outside of obviously Brock?
Yeah. Outside of Brock, there's like one other guy in the track team. His name's Duke Fowley. He's a freshman. He was in the same circuit, but like no one else. Or Cannon Leonard. He's on the football team.
Mm.
He's a
Yeah.
lineman. He's a freshman. He was on our team.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had a pretty decent team. So that's about all I've played with.
So can you kind of, and I'm kind of naive when it comes to this kind of stuff because I was trash at basketball.
Mhm.
So, well, maybe not trash, but I just wasn't very good. So how does AAU differ from like other leagues, I guess, when it comes to basketball? Like why is AAU at the top?
Yeah. So you have your high school season, your AAU season. AAU is just like you get guys from obviously other cities that can all come to play together. But then like once you like kind of got to like make a name for yourself playing top teams and like obviously being in those games and winning.
And it's national, right?
Yeah,
obviously.
So our circuit was New York to LA. There's like the Nike circuit and everybody else. So we weren't like a sponsored group, but like we would play these sponsored teams and we would like give them a run for their money and we would beat them. So like that's how you kind of like get the publicity and you're kind of able to get coaches at your games and stuff like that. So you kind of just got to like keep winning. That's about it.
So when you say not sponsored, like, so you're saying that like you got to fundraise in order to go to these tournaments and things?
Kind of, yeah. Like our AAU coach had to like sell gear and stuff like that. And so it was cool. Just kind of showing like kind of like those rankings don't matter. Like you play against those guys that are ranked and those teams that are ranked and we're competing with the best of them. So it just kind of proves that point.
And then is that more so how basketball players usually get recruited is by AAU versus school? Yeah.
Yeah. Because for me, it was because AAU, you kind of get to play those top teams and some people's high schools, they don't get the best competition. Like you could play 1A in Illinois and not really play anybody, but then you could play go play in our AAU team and obviously play like number 3 ranked guy in the country. So it's a big difference. And I think it's what our team really used to get recruited.
It's really cool to like hear these different things because like football, like you don't have that.
Yeah.
So like I played football in South Dakota and the highest we win is 2A at the time.
Yeah.
And so like when I got recruited, it was like, well, how good is he? Because you're playing a bunch of these other guys that aren't going to go on and play college sports. Same with a lot of the 9-man guys from Nebraska and Iowa that we get. I'm thinking of Drew Ott off the top of my head, who was an all-state receiver in 9-man in Nebraska. And it's like, you bring him to Iowa and it's like, how is he going to translate? But it's cool to hear how different sports, it's like, there's these other avenues to go down in order to get recruited. Like that in softball, I feel like is something similar, but it's just really cool to hear like the differences of how recruiting is.
Yeah, no, it's wild for sure.
So then did Fran like come and watch you play AAU?
Yeah. So he sent his assistants to watch me play some AAU. And then once you like get connected, then they start coming to high school games to see you play. And in the summer during high school, that's when you like play some better teams because you can't schedule them during the season. So they would come to those better games.
And that's your school? That's not, okay.
Yeah. So they would come to like the summer games because obviously it's hard during season.
So hold on, you've got the regular season in winter and then you've got AAU right after that and then you've got the summer?
Yeah. So it's really like you have the winter season and then you go to spring, you have like 3 or 4, there are like 3 tournaments. And then summer ball is June. And then AAU is July. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's crazy. So then he would like send his assistants for spring. He would come over for a couple games in June. I remember he visited me like at my high school during an open gym. We just kind of got to sit down and talk, which is cool. And then he came to AAU tournaments in July. And then when he could, he came to like big games during the season.
Dang.
Yeah.
What was that recruitment process like? Obviously, we just heard like with Fran, but how many other schools were interested? Was it something that you had to wait until the last second to pick Iowa, or was it like I've been watching the Hawks? You know, what was that?
So I had a pretty early recruitment process. I kind of got all the offers my sophomore year, sophomore junior. That's summer.
That's wild.
Yeah. I think I had 13 offers, but I wanted to kind of get my decision, make it quick. So I came to the weekend Iowa played Penn State. And after that, I was like praying about it in the car and I'm like, okay, this is where God wants me. I like told my mom and then I called coach because we had like a fall league game. And I'm like, hey, this is where I want to be. Like, I'm ready. Like, and then it was done.
Sophomore year. Yeah. Committed. That's it.
Dang.
Yeah. Or like, it was that summer. So like it was junior
Going
year.
into your junior year.
Yeah. It was crazy.
So that would have made you like 16?
Yeah.
And you already made your decision for college.
And he would have already been 6'6".
Yeah. Okay. That's unreal though.
Yeah, no.
That's a big decision to make when you're 16 years old.
Yeah. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, for my family, we're really built around faith. So it's a lot of like prayer and stuff like that for us. And that's what really led to my decision.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
What other schools were interested?
I went on an official the week before to Wisconsin. I had one playing in Michigan State and Illinois. Indiana. I talked to Gonzaga and Virginia a little bit. But majority Big Ten. Outside, we had like Marquette, Wake Forest. I think in Indiana, Ohio State, a couple of those.
Dang. And it's pretty cool that like you come here and then it's better to be guided by faith than it is by, you know, what your desires are. Do you want to speak more to kind of how your faith is and how it was ingrained? Like, what was it like when you were young? And I'd love for you to expound on that.
Definitely. So I always grew up in the church. We had a family church that my great grandpa built.
You built?
Yeah. And there's a blacktop court in the back, which is like where I learned to play, just with like family and stuff. Yeah. And those games got heated. But like my uncle's a pastor. My mom was in the worship group. My grandpa led the worship group. So like it's all been in that. And I really found my faith my senior year going to Moline. Like I found like a deep dive just because that change, and I kind of was able to like establish that. And then I kind of just want to use it as a light. Like I kind of have a cool platform being at this level. So I try and like be able to show my faith and just kind of be a light to the world. Like my thing is like people aren't going to read the Bible, but they're going to read you. So you're kind of like the Bible they're going to read. So that's what I want to do. Yeah, that's what I want to do, kind of at my level, you know.
That's really cool. Have you seen some of the stuff that like Brock Purdy has said the last couple of days?
Yeah, he's awesome.
So cool. Yeah. When he was talking about being down in that first half and like not getting too like high or too low. Like it is what it is. Like it's all in God's hands kind of thing. Is that kind of how you feel when you're in like big situations? Maybe
having
like,
a guard Zach Edey.
Yeah. Or even like coming off of a loss.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Like, do you just kind of fall back on your faith? Is that something for you?
Definitely. Even like today, like we had our loss to Indiana yesterday, and this morning I'm just like showering and I'm just like kind of listening to worship music, just kind of, you know, obviously the loss doesn't define you. And I kind of got a text last night saying like, yeah, this doesn't change the way God sees you. And that kind of helped me deal with it. Because obviously as an athlete, your roller coasters are wins and losses. But like my faith is like kind of what keeps me level headed, just knowing like I can come back to that and just like, that's who I am. Like I'm not defined by how I played last night. That kind of thing.
Okay, Owen, I have to stop you. This is so wild. So
this is really wild.
Actually, so we live in Solon and we go to a small church there. Yeah. And Matt's speaking to like a youth group tonight. And that's exactly what he's talking about.
Really?
Yeah, that's like the topic.
Crazy.
It's identity in Christ with performance.
Yeah.
It's on 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24-25, which summarizes essentially everybody runs the race, but only one wins. Yeah. Run the race so that you may win. And then everybody, they all have discipline for what they do, but they do it for a perishable, my Bible says wreath, but crown. And we do it for an imperishable crown.
Yeah.
And so
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's all lined up.
That's wild.
No, you really just brought up everything he was going to speak about. So cool.
And I see Brock Purdy and then CJ Stroud obviously starts every interview with the same thing. Like that kind of stuff is really cool that it's become more common.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it was kind of taboo there for a while.
You had like
especially
Tim
to use your
Tebow,
platform.
and that's it.
Right. Yeah. And he was just kind of made fun of now.
Yeah.
Probably just because he yells the whole time. But outside of that, like that kind of stuff just really hasn't been as prevalent. So it's cool to see. And we had Cade talk about his faith.
Logan
Lee talked about his faith at length. Like that's really cool to see that like the foundation is in the right spot. And when you do that, then like you said, you don't have to ride the roller coaster.
Yeah. You kind of just let God handle it. And like you sit back and he's in control. It's really cool to like just see what happens.
Especially when you're in a lot of high stressful situations.
Exactly. It kind of allows you to just lean back and be able to perform. Just knowing that you're not playing for everyone else. You're not playing for the environment. You're like that audience of one type thing. You're just playing for him. And then it kind of allows you to like lock in and focus.
Yo, chills, man.
I saw you have a tattoo on your left. Okay.
Yeah. It's my favorite Bible verse. So like I struggle with a lot of fear. And it just kind of reminds me that God's always with you and he's fighting your battles. And it says that he'll uphold you with his righteous right hand. So like it just means a lot. It's a verse I always read before the game. And just knowing that he's got me, he's got my back, and that's who I play for.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dang.
Let's go to Brock.
Yeah.
Brock Harding. So you guys played together AAU. Okay. And then you get to come here together. I mean, how cool is that to have like the same guy dishing you passes now in college? Yeah. It
just builds on that like connection we have, you know, just being able to play those 4 years and learn each other's game. And then obviously we get the extra my senior year. It's crazy. It's just like, because it's like we know the ins and outs of each other's game. So like he'll know where I'll be at, or like I know where he'll be at. And it's good because we keep each other accountable. Like we know the level that we both want to end up playing at, and we kind of hold each other to that level.
And you kind of have to know where he's at because I feel like he's like mastered the no look pass. And he does this thing, like I can see it in my head and I'm going to try to like, I'm not going to stand up and do it, but he like jumps and he's like turned, like if he's going to pass it to the left, he like turns his whole body to the right and then like launches the ball across his chest. I feel like that's kind of his like, it's like his signature, it seems like.
No, it's crazy. Like his court vision is wild. Like you just got to be ready at all times because he's going to find you the ball when you're open. Yeah. It's awesome.
And that's probly something that you've gotten used to over the last 6 years.
Catch a couple balls to the face or go out of bounds.
Oh, that's funny. Well, that's really cool. You guys got to come together.
I want to shift gears just a little bit. So we talked about like you just played last night, then you travel back.
Yeah.
Like so football, we travel once a week. It's pretty simple. We play and then we come back. Yeah. Sometimes we just make a trip up to Cedar Rapids, stay at the Kirkwood and then come back. What's the travel been like and how does that affect kind of school and everything else you do? Like how hectic is it?
No, it's wild. So this week has been like the craziest week. So we played Maryland, got 2 days. So we had practice the day after, and then the next day we travel to Michigan, and then we play Michigan, come back. Next day we practice, leave for Indiana, and then we practice today. And then we have we get it home. So we get 2 days, and then we play Ohio State. So like travel's crazy. And like you really just got to find those times to like be able to get your homework in or like email your teacher or something like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, and then you talk about you guys are traveling in January and December in the Midwest and like all over the country. And so trying to get in and out. And I saw your guys' trip to Michigan was kind of a little bit crazy. So this episode's going to come out like beginning of March.
Okay.
So we're going to be like a little bit behind, but so it's like beginning of February when we're recording this. You just had the game at Michigan and your travel was a little hectic. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were supposed to leave right after practice at 3. It got pushed back to 7. So we're all just kind of like sitting around, and then we get on the bus. We don't like arrive to the airport till like 8:30, and then the plane leaves and we get there at like 11:30. So we have to watch film at like midnight, 1 a.m. And then they let us sleep in, and then like it was crazy. And like I'm not huge on like staying up that late, so like I'm kind of thrown off, and I'm trying to get as much sleep as I can.
Sure.
So like it was wild. And then at Indiana, our bus broke down.
No.
Yeah, something happened. Yeah, no.
On the way back, or
on the way to the game. Like
no.
Yeah.
To the game?
It was something. Yeah, no. It was wild. It just like broke down. We like switch buses, switch all the luggage over.
Oh my goodness.
It's crazy. It's been wild. Past two trips have been wild.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, and then you talk about like looking at the women last year, making it all the way to the national championship game, and they were gone for like, what did Kate say? Like
weeks.
Weeks at a time. She's like, you just kind of like go through your same laundry because you're basically just wearing practice gear and stuff. But I mean, as you get into March, like you're going to have your first experience with the Big Ten tournament, hopefully the NCAA tournament. And so it's like just to think about, that kind of back-to-back games and the toll that it takes on you with that too. That's kind of crazy. Do you have any experience with that just through AAU and that kind of thing?
AAU, I mean, you play like a couple games a day.
Okay.
And then you'll play like the next day.
You're also like a Sprite high schooler. They're not going to be, I'm not doubting the fact that they're physical, but they're probably not like as physical as what you're facing right now.
You're not playing grown men.
Right. Zach Edey, Hunter Dickinson.
Yeah, exactly. So like, it's a little different because you're not like, it's not as physical. You're in a different kind of shape in college. So like, it's very different. Yeah.
So when you talk about like going on the road, so you got that big win over Michigan just a couple of days ago. I guess I don't know how to ask this question because I don't want to say what's better, but like, it has to be really cool to get a win away when everybody's rooting against you, right? But it has to be really cool too to get a win, home court advantage when you've got like a sold out crowd, right? Like Hawk fans everywhere.
Yeah.
Not to say what's better, but like kind of those two experiences for you. What's that like?
Obviously, like the Michigan one, it's kind of good because you like shut people up. I feel like you have more of an attitude on the road than you do at home. Just kind of like, okay, like we're coming in, like you got to walk in someone's house and like take over. But at home, you kind of like get that extra energy. Like you can feel it right before tip off. Like everyone's kind of getting ready to go. Like obviously we didn't win against Purdue, but that environment was like crazy. Like everyone's like ready. So like they both have their perks, but like winning on the road, especially in this league, it's hard to do. So like those are really fun.
We are going to take a quick break from this conversation. We'll be right back.
Locally owned and operated, Performance is a full-service restoration company serving eastern Iowa. As an IICRC certified firm, their multi-licensed technicians have decades of experience in water, mold, and fire mitigation. Whether it's your home or business, this is the team you want in a time of need. Performance Restoration. Call 319-626-2292. Are you looking for a website that boosts your online presence and showcases your brand? Look no further than Digital Boost, locally owned and operated website company that delivers high-quality websites at affordable prices. Whether you need a simple landing page, a full-fledged e-commerce site, or custom-tailored marketing solutions, Digital Boost has you covered. Contact them today and get a free quote by emailing Curtis at digitalboostia.com. Digital Boost, the website company that gives you a boost.
Rest easy when you have the Bugman's top-rated defense protecting your home and business, providing maintenance and prevention treatments for any problem. Call today for a free quote, 563-554-BUGS. You'll also receive a 15% discount off your first treatment if you mention the podcast. Bugman Pest Control, proudly serving the Hawkeye State since 2008. The Appliance Barn offers a wide range of high-quality appliances at unbeatable prices. Whether you're in the market for a new refrigerator, dishwasher, or washing machine, they've got you covered. They also have a delivery and setup department to ensure your appliances get delivered and installed quickly. To find out more, visit appliancebarn.com. Looking to update your home with a remodel, new addition, or new build? Contact MJC Carpentry, a local and reliable contractor with over 10 years of experience based in North Liberty, Iowa. MJC Carpentry's highest priority is crafting a perfectly tailored home. Visit their website, www.micahjconstruction.com, to learn more. And for a free estimate and consultation, don't hesitate to call 319-461-4786.
What was the first time like when you get in the locker room, when you see your name on your jersey?
Yeah.
Like talk me through what that was like. You had played AAU, you played a lot of big time basketball, but like it's here now. Like this is it. Like what was that experience like?
Yeah. I mean, you walk in and I'm like sending pictures to my family. Like it's like what you dream about, It's like what you worked for. And like for it to finally come to fruition, like it's crazy, and it's like your dreams are coming true. Obviously there's more you got to accomplish, but like it's like my first time ever seeing my name on the back of a jersey. Like it's wild, and like it's just like it's like you look back at like when you were younger and like all those dreams you had, and like they're like coming true, and it's really cool.
Is it something where they told you right away, like, hey, when you come here, you're going to be playing right away? Or is it something where they kind of told you along the way, like the more you got into it, like, hey, you're going to be playing quite a bit for us? Like, what was that like? And how did it, when you heard that, were you like, yeah, of course? Or was it like, oh no, I'm excited to play kind of thing?
So like my first visit, coach said he wanted me, like if I came here, he wanted me to make an impact right away. So like, which was cool. But I knew that's also something that I had to work for.
Right.
So like, that was really cool, but I knew like I had to get in the gym and continue to work to be able to compete at this level. Just stay locked in on that. And obviously like it's really cool for a coach to have that much confidence in you at such a young age, which is another reason like this decision was pretty easy, just because of the kind of confidence he put in me right there. So yeah, it was that. And then like the assistant coaches too, like they were just always saying like, yeah, we need you to come in and do this. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like I need to be ready type thing.
Did you put on a bunch of weight once you got here, or were you around where you were at? Like what was the weight transition like?
Yeah. So I played my senior year at 215. And then once I came here, I got on creatine and stuff like that. That's the only supplement. And then I got up to like my highest has been like 235. And then like through season, like I'm at like 230 consistently.
You wear it well.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Do they want you to get any bigger in terms of weight, or not really?
Their main thing is just like stay explosive. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I move better than like certain guys. So like I'm kind of able to like, I'll be able to jump, I'll be able to run a little bit quicker. So they really just want me to maintain like that part of my game.
Actually,
do you guys do body weights? Sorry.
So you're good. Coach McCaffrey just said that though. He
Yeah.
just said like that you have an advantage over like the typical Big Ten big, because you can like, you've got a really good first step. I don't have all the like.
Are you an analyst?
I'm so sorry. I actually am not. And basketball is probably like my least knowledgeable sport.
Okay.
I'll be completely honest. I never played a game of basketball.
I won't hold it against you. It's fine.
She's played Lightning or Knockout.
I mean, I've watched hundreds of Hawkeye basketball games over the last 8 years, but that doesn't mean I know everything. Anyway, He had a lot of really great things to say
Mhm.
about like your athleticism in terms of a big in the Big Ten.
Mhm.
So go ahead and say what you were going to say.
Well, do you guys do like body weights? Like, do you weigh in and they check on you and stuff like that?
We'll like weigh in. And obviously like if he see like our strength coach, if he like sees like something dwindling, he'll like check in and stuff like that. But like that's really just before like every lift we'll weigh in.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We weigh in all the time.
Well, yeah, you guys kind of need a little more weight.
I know we
when
need
you're,
some. We need some of that weight.
That makes sense. Tell me about some of the guys on the team, like
Yeah.
personality wise. Tony Perkins is a character.
I love
like,
TP. Yeah. TP's hilarious. Carter Kingsbury, funniest guy on the team.
Really?
Oh my gosh, he's hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah. We have a good group. There's just like so much character. Like Coach McCaffrey points it out all the time. Like we have so much character in our room. Like it's crazy. We're just all like, there's just so many good guys in the room. But like I feel like no one really knows that like Carter's that funny. Like he makes everybody laugh no matter what. It's wild. But like Tony's like on the court, he's like that pit bull, like come rip your face off type guy. But like off the court, he's like dancing and just cracking jokes all the time. He's just a fun guy to be around. It's awesome.
We were talking to Jay Higgins about like one of his first swarms
Mhm.
and like how he's got to get into character of like, I'm going to
Yeah.
go out and like smash these guys. He's like, and I saw Tony Perkins on the line of the swarm and he's like, I broke character.
Yeah.
It's like, who let this dude down? here?
Exactly. Like-
I got to be ready for my game.
That's what Tony does. Like he'll be locked in for a game and you'll just see like he does our like dance circle sometimes for warm-ups and like his dance, like he's just try to stay, you just have to try to stay locked in. Like it's crazy. It's awesome.
Are you ever in the middle of the dance circle?
I have been. in the
Have
middle
you?
Twice.
Do you have a go-to?
I tried a Dougie, but that's about it. It's something, not a huge dance guy. So like when they throw me in, I have to like be ready.
Yeah.
Sometimes I gotta like sit there and practice just in case, like in my dorm or something like that, just in case I get tossed
Do
in.
you have a mirror set up so you can see what you look like?
And then I have to like watch
Stop.
TikTok videos to make sure like, okay, like this is how you do it.
These are the things that people wonder.
Yeah.
They're like, do these guys practice? Here's my
Yeah.
question. How do you come up with your little handshake that you do on the starting lineups?
So that's Luke. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Luke will like before the season, like
Is there
just
a
in
practice
case,
dedicated to this?
like he'll like, what do you want? He'll be like, what do you want? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, and then he came up with it because we do like the dance, we do the dance type thing.
Yep.
So like,
Oh, I know. I can see your
yeah.
face when you do it too.
yeah, no, it gets me a little hyped up,
Uh-huh.
But like he came up with it. So like, I think he's got a decent amount with majority of everybody on the team. But like, they're fun.
So good.
Yeah.
That's hysterical.
Oh, I'm blanking on his name. Oh no. Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. I can see his face and I can't think of his name. This is so bad.
Player?
Yes. He just transferred. He's got the beard like this. Ben Cricky.
Cricky.
Jeevers, which is like the best last name, by the way. Ben Cricky.
Cricky.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Total dad energy, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's like the dad of the team.
100.
Yeah.
I knew it, and I haven't even talked to
Yeah.
him. I just like watch the way that he like runs.
Mhm.
His handshake is this. It's just,
Yeah.
and then he walks away. I
Yeah.
was like,
Wow.
he's got
Yeah.
dad vibes, 100%.
Oh yeah. I room with Cricky on the
Do you?
road,
Okay.
and our room is just quiet. We both sit there and don't really do like we just kind of sit on our phones. Like we'll have conversation, but it's like very like mellow.
Mhm.
He's definitely the dad of our team.
Go to
Yeah.
bed early.
Yeah, exactly,
Understood.
exactly.
So has he been in the middle of the dance circle?
He has not. No. He has,
Wait, what would he do if he did?
I don't know. I don't know what
What
would
is it, a
happen.
shopping cart? Like, what was he pulling
Bring out
out?
the sprinkler. It was.
We need
yeah.
a Cricky sprinkler for sure.
Yeah. No.
Wait, throw him into the dance circle next home
We will.
game.
No, I got to put word in. Yeah. Peyton just got in dance circle.
He did it.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was something. Yeah. Yeah.
He's had a few years to practice, though.
Yeah.
He's had it in his head. He's like, when I get in there,
Yeah. No.
what did he do?
I think he just kind of jumped around a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what I would do
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. No, it was funny. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's
great.
good.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see. So, what else have we not covered? I'm gonna let you take this one.
Well, I feel like we covered most of the stuff that, we talked about travel.
Mhm.
One thing we didn't talk about is how the conferences are realigning. Is
Yeah.
that something that you guys have talked about? Like how you're going
Mhm.
to have to manage those kind of trips now?
Yeah. We haven't talked about it like professionally, but like it'll be talk in the locker room. Like kind of look at it. Like you got to go play Rutgers. Like you might have to play Rutgers on a Tuesday and then UCLA on a Friday. Like, it's going to be wild.
Whoa.
Like just having to travel that far. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
Can you
looking
sleep
forward-
on the plane?
I try, I've slept on like 2 trips. That's about it. It's a little rough.
It can't be comfortable.
No, there's leg room, but like no, it's not. Planes you get though, there's a lot of leg room, which is fine. So at least I'm not cramped while I'm sitting there on my phone.
Trying to imagine him watching TikTok, studying for his next dance circle on the plane.
In Europe. Like we had our trip to Europe.
Oh, yeah.
And that was awful.
Wait, when was that?
That was over the summer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We flew from Paris to Valencia and like my knees are like in my chest.
Oh,
and
man.
There's crying babies. And it was awful. We thought we were going to die. Death to Air France. That's what it was.
Okay, talk about that trip a little bit, aside from that terrible plane ride.
Yeah, no, that trip was incredible. We had our first city was Paris, and like no one really got adjusted to the time. Like after we played 3 games, 1 in each city, so we played our game, but then like there were e-bikes right outside of our hotel, so like the whole team got on the e-bikes and we would like 2 a.m, bike to the Eiffel Tower, bike back, just bike around the city because there's no one out. So it was sick. Then we went to Valencia and it like broke the record for the hottest week.
Of course it did.
Yeah. So that was cool. It was extremely hot.
Was it stinky? Everyone talks about how stinky it is over there.
No, it smells awful. It smells terrible.
They pee outside.
Yeah.
It's like not
It's
a
foul.
problem.
It's foul.
It's foul.
You can just walk out of a bar or wherever and just whatever.
Yeah.
Really?
Walk out of a
Whatever
restaurant.
goes.
Why have I not known this?
Yeah.
It's very smelly.
No, it's
Very smelly.
good. Yeah.
And then you've got like that much heat. That can't be fun.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay.
We were able to go to the beach in Valencia. We went in Valencia, and then we went on a catamaran in between Valencia and Barcelona, which was unbelievable. It was like clear blue water, like just out there. It was great. And then Barcelona, there's a lot of like stores and stuff like that. There's a beach too, which is cool. We just tried to find e-bikes wherever we went though, just so like we could kind of get the feel of the city and just like be able to just hang out. But like that trip, like obviously we played games and everything and we were able to win them all, which was cool. But like even the coaches were like, we want you to make memories. We want you to kind of learn about the cities and stuff like that. So it was really cool that it wasn't like all focused on basketball. We kind of just were able to like learn about the cities and stuff like that. It was awesome.
That's so crazy too. I bet when like 16-year-old Owen is thinking about, I'm going to go play basketball in Iowa, you're not thinking, one day I'm going to be talking about taking a catamaran to Barcelona to Valencia.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Yeah, no, it's just a blessing, you know. Like not everybody gets to travel, let alone go overseas and get everything basically paid for, which is awesome. But like it was so cool.
How's the food and stuff like that?
Oh, it was great.
Are you like a picky eater, or you eat just about anything?
It really depends. Like I love seafood, and that was huge over there. So that was great. Like the last day in Barcelona, we had paella, but like I got the seafood one. So there was like shrimp and scallops and mussels.
That sounds good.
It was so good. And then I'm trying to think. Like some of the stuff, there was a time where like guys went out to dinner and like I didn't really rock with it. There was a Taco-Bell. So like I kind of
you went to Taco Bell when you were over in Europe?
Yeah, I had to, yeah.
Bro.
I mean, I knew what I was getting.
What do you get at Taco Bell?
I just got a couple soft shell, you know. I didn't want to venture into like the crazy stuff.
Did they have anything different there than they don't have here?
The Big Mac and the McDonald's in Barcelona, like it was wild. Like
why?
Triple chicken. They sold wings there. Like
it
was crazy. Yeah, no, it was crazy.
Did you get some?
No. Wings from McDonald's?
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't trust that.
It could be
What was the
wing
picture of the food that was next to it? Was it good, or was it just listed as an item?
It was wings, but then it was like it looked like solid wings.
It's
like,
probably like a pigeon wing or something.
Yeah.
Knowing
I'm
McDonald's.
not gonna trust that. Yeah.
I guess I don't.
If I'm gonna spend my money, I want to know what I'm getting.
Hold on.
That
So
kind of
you'd
thing.
rather go to Taco Bell than McDonald's? You trust Taco Bell meat more than you trust
Oh
McDonald's?
no, not at all. No, McDonald's is above Taco Bell. Yeah.
Huh.
Hopefully my strength coach doesn't watch this.
It's not that you go often.
No,
but if
it's
you
just-
absolutely
No.
had
Yeah.
to.
Only on cheat days.
Exactly. Yeah. McDonald's over Taco Bell.
So let's say you're going to a burrito joint. Okay.
Okay.
No name burrito joint. And you have to decide what you're putting in it. What
Yeah.
would be your
Oh, yeah.
order?
Okay, it's simple. It's steak, pinto beans, queso, cheese, and lettuce. That's it.
Bowl or burrito?
Burrito.
That's not bad.
Yeah. No.
Ask Matt what he puts in his.
What do you put in yours?
Well, it depends.
No, it doesn't. It's cheese, like shredded cheese, a little bit,
Okay.
chicken and rice. That's it.
Okay. Simple.
Sick.
Not adventure. It's
There's nothing in there.
hey, gets the job done. Gets the job
Gets
done.
the job done. So there's one, I really like breakfast burritos.
Oh yeah.
But there is one I'm going to do a plug from Estella's. It's called The Buff.
Okay.
There's pancakes, eggs, bacon, syrup, and I think there's potatoes in there too.
Mm.
That I'll do that. Like that's about as crazy as I want to
Yeah.
get. Because normally, like if I sit down with a plate, like I'm going to eat all my protein first, doesn't
Mhm.
matter what it is,
Yeah.
and then I'll go around to the rest of the food.
Yeah.
That's how you eat too?
So I don't like
Is
it
it just a boy thing or
altogether.
Mine's random.
what? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever.
I could have told you that based on this conversation.
Whatever I'm feeling in the moment. Yeah.
Let's go with the green one.
What do you get?
Oh, you don't want to know my order. It'll
What is-
take
We'll
us
be
too
here
long.
until the next episode.
No, I just get everything. I do chicken, no rice.
Okay.
Can't do rice. Chicken, black beans, lettuce, corn salsa, pico de gallo, guacamole, sour cream, shredded cheese.
So it's very colorful.
Yeah.
on the plate. Yeah.
See? And it actually
I
has
can't
like
do that.
substance.
No, it's too
Can't
much.
do that.
Okay, then you are picky.
We know very quickly whose is whose if
Yeah.
they come out
Okay,
at the
that
same
makes
time.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because mine's way bigger than yours. Okay, tell me about Coach McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I love to ask we ask all the football players about
Mhm.
Coach Ferentz and their relationship with him and obviously their position coaches and stuff like that too. But Coach McCaffrey is really, I feel like he's a guy that plays a lot of things close to the vest in terms of like media and that
Mhm.
kind of thing where he's not going to give away too much.
Yeah.
And so he kind of gets a bad rap in the media.
Yeah.
I think everyone could probably say that
Mhm.
unfairly, by the
Yeah.
way. But he's a total players coach.
Oh,
All of the guys
100%.
that have ever played for Coach McCaffrey say nothing but great things about him. Talk
Mhm.
to kind of his personality, I guess, as a coach.
Yeah, off the court he's hilarious.
Yeah?
Just cracking jokes during practice and stuff like that. But like you said, like he gets that bad rap because everyone like he'll like people point out him yelling or stuff like that. Like really he's fighting for us.
Yeah.
Which just puts so much confidence in you. And then like I said, like when I was trying to make my decision, he would call and like supply that confidence. And then when I got here, it's been that times 100. Obviously, so like I didn't play my best game last night at Indiana, and he kind of stopped me on the plane and like kind of told me to keep my head up, like next game, like so it really helps just having that player's coach there to supply that confidence. And he's always like he's not gonna point you out and just like cuss you out the whole time, and like he kind of just allows like different things to give learning opportunities, stuff like that. So he's just a great guy. Like for recruiting trips, like he's just awesome. Stuff like that. Like he keeps in contact pretty good. I just lost my grandma. So I was with my family and he was like calling and check in.
Hmm.
Like he's just that kind of guy. Like he has your back all the time and it's great.
Very cool.
Mhm.
And Margaret's pretty involved too in your guys' stuff, yeah?
You said who?
Margaret, his wife?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. Yeah, she's at all the games. She's at some practices, and obviously she does so much for the team. And it's really great to have like such a great like counter. Like they just do so much and they work so well together. It's really awesome.
They are a force.
Oh yeah,
Because she sits directly like across from Coach
Yeah.
McCaffrey in the way that they're.
Yeah.
It's like when he's mad, you can pretty much count and look over, and she's gonna be standing
Yeah.
up too.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
mad too.
They're like in sync. Yeah, they know what's going on. It's crazy. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Does Connor spend a decent amount of time around the facility at all?
Yeah. When he's not with the Pacers, he's normally back here with us. Like he'll be at practice. He was just with us last night at the Indiana game. Because it's right there.
Mhm.
And then like that is huge because then you get to kind of like pick his brain and
Mhm.
like ask him questions, or like he'll give feedback on certain things. So it's really cool to have him around.
Yeah, I'm sure Brock probably talks to him quite a bit.
Yeah.
In passing and things like that.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
pretty cool. What kind of hobbies does a 6'11" person have? Do you golf?
No.
Okay,
I've-
because that would be a very
Yeah.
large, what's it called?
Nope. Nobody tell her.
Club set.
Ah.
That's
There you go. Yeah, no. So I went with the Sanfords in the summer.
Mhm.
It was pretty bad. Like it's my
They
first.
play golf a lot, right?
Yeah, and they're good.
Oh,
And it's
well.
like my first time ever playing 18.
Oh, where'd you play?
Brown Deer.
Brown Deer's not bad.
Yeah.
If they'd taken you to Finkbine to start,
Okay.
Finkbine's
Okay. Yeah. Well,
to play for your first time.
it was, and then we got invited. So me and Brock got invited to a golf tournament in Moline, and we got to bring 2 other guys. So we brought Price and Carter, and Carter goes with them all the time, and Carter's great too. So like,
They carried.
Yeah, exactly. Me and Brock were just sitting in the cart, just letting them play. Like we were done because we are awful. It's so like.
Do you have your own set?
No.
Mm.
But like
Wow.
I have, like my dad has a set, so I like use those.
You gotta get fitted.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
And once you get fitted for your own clubs,
Yeah.
it'll change the way you play.
Yeah.
Just don't even dive into it with the golf with him. What other kind of hobbies do you have?
Like
Like you a gamer? Do you?
I play video games.
Okay.
Me, Price, Peyton, and Carter have like a 2K league. Like we all have our own guys. And we have like our team, so it's cool. Play Madden,
Xbox
like-
or PS5?
PS5. Like okay, but like I'm a huge WWE guy, so like I play that all the time. And like that's something like if I tell somebody like they think I'm weird, but like I love it. It's awesome.
Well, no, it's not. They think they know, but like
Yeah.
keep going
Yeah.
through.
No, like I sound weird, but like I sound like a nerd. So like I love it. Like the Royal Rumble, I just watched it. Like that's my thing.
How did you
Like,
get into it?
I like ever since I was little. Like we had the action figures. We would watch it every Monday and Friday. Like that's my thing.
Dang.
Like no one knows that, but like I love it. It's so much fun.
So we had a guy on our team. His name was Steve Manders,
Uh-huh.
and he would watch tape. He would like go on YouTube and watch a 3-hour
Mm-hmm.
thing of like WWE. He'd walk in his dorm room and he's just
Yeah.
Mhm.
Def-
watching it on his little laptop. And
I-
now he's a wrestler.
WWE wrestler.
He's not WWE, but
some
he
kind of wrestler.
yeah. So like he wanted like that was his end goal was to be there.
Really?
What's his name? Steve,
know.
I'm sorry.
One called Manders.
One called Manders. That's his like
he used to be the corn,
wrestler
or maybe
name.
he still is the corn belt cowboy.
yeah, that's what he called himself.
See,
His
Yeah.
first show was at the largest truck stop,
Okay. Yeah.
which
That's right by. It's like 20 minutes away from.
yeah,
the
exactly.
exit.
okay,
I get
so
off.
yeah, so he went there. His first show was there. He did an hour and a half show and he made $5, and that's how he started.
Thick though. Like that's awesome.
And he's been doing it for I don't know how long now.
You got to find him on Instagram.
He'll like
Alright,
make
I
these
will,
videos
yeah.
and be like, "Hey, it's the Corn Belt Cowboy,"
That's awesome.
and like he'll go through
Yeah.
into like the whole thing, like the whole
Yeah.
theatrics. But you'll have to check him out.
I feel that. Like
I'll show you
I,
the Instagram page
yeah.
when we're off.
I will sit in like if I'm not, I'll watch YouTube of just like that.
Get
Like my
out.
TikTok feed has it on there. Like everyone thinks I'm weird.
Would you do that someday? You could be
Yeah.
like, you know what you could do? You could wear like a green outfit and you could be the Jolly Green Giant.
Okay, that's an idea.
He said no. You could. You'd probably be taller than any other guy that's
could,
in
yeah.
WWE
Why wouldn't you
history.
make him something like Mr. Fantastic, who is like long arms? And,
Yeah.
I just thought something giant would be cool. But look, he's
You know,
happy too.
we gotta-
so it goes with Jolly.
Well,
See?
we got a Big E.
Yeah, no, I saw him at the Penn State game, dude.
Did you talk to him?
Yes, he like walked by me and I was like, dude, like you are awesome. I love you. It was so cool.
He comes back every now and then.
Yeah, it's awesome. He's so cool. Like, I'm a fan.
Okay,
He's
so Big E, Big F, Freeman.
There you go.
Yeah.
You guys could tag team.
That'd be. Hey, I'm down. I'm down. I'm so down.
So,
That
Need
would
to get
be
an NIL
awesome.
deal with WWE.
oh my gosh, you could be the first NIL signee with
That'd be sick.
WWE. Sign me
I'm
up.
down.
Oh my
Sign my name right
gosh.
now.
We'll work on the costumes. You just
Yeah.
worry about perfecting your craft.
Preferably
and
not
then-
green.
Oh,
sorry.
Owen, come on. I thought that was good. I thought you were going to like that.
Colors are black and gold.
Dang. All right. Anything else that you like to do other
Like,
than
do you
that?
like Harry Potter? Do you like Lord of the Rings?
So-
Lord
oh,
of the
now
Rings
you're
is
just
cool.
pulling dorky things out because he likes WWE.
Lord of the Rings is cool. Star Wars is cool.
I knew it.
You like Star Wars
I
too?
Yeah,
do.
I just was watching it last night.
Oh, okay. I know nothing about Star Wars.
I
can't
really
go
don't know
anywhere
a whole
with
lot
that.
either
Yeah.
outside. I think your sister watched The Mandalorian for a while.
I have not.
Great show.
You like that one too?
Yeah.
Would you know what? I actually just had a cousin that went and did the whole like Star Wars experience
Yeah.
at Disney. Would you go do that?
Yeah,
They only have twin size beds, so good luck.
that's rough. But
That might
it's,
pose some
hey, it might be. It'll be
Just
worth
bring
it.
your own sleep.
It'll be worth it.
It'll be
Would you
worth
wear a
it.
costume and everything?
I would. Yeah, might as well.
Well, we just had Luke Lachey said that he would wear all the Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah,
You can wear all the Star Wars stuff.
I could
Look
be
at
Chewbacca.
Look,
Yeah,
you could be.
That could be his WWE
There you
thing. It all ties
Do you have a
in.
Full
Chewbacca
circle.
sound that you do?
no, I
Okay.
do not. No,
I won't put you on
He
the
does,
spot
but he's
with
not going to do it on
that.
camera.
Yeah, he's like, not today, guys.
That's the other thing he practices in a mirror with
Yeah.
his dance.
on
Yeah.
my TikTok. On my TikTok.
You're on the
Yes.
Star Wars side of
Yeah.
TikTok.
Could you imagine if the PA would say Owen Freeman and then you just
That would be sick. That would be awesome.
I hate everything about it.
I feel like such a nerd right now, but it's so cool.
That's where we need to be.
That's hilarious because what's so funny is like no one would assume that about
Yeah.
like a D1
Garg Zach
athlete.
Edie, WWE Chewbacca. Like the duality.
We've just had so many guys come on here and be like, no, but I'm the most giant nerd ever because of blank.
Yeah.
It just cracks me up.
It's
So
great.
good.
It's great.
Do you read books or you just watch the movies?
Just the movies.
Okay.
Not like reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
No.
fair.
None of your teachers are watching, so it's fine.
No.
Okay. Yeah. No, I try not to read as much as possible.
That's fair. I completely.
Yeah.
What
I
kind of
get
music
that.
you listen to? Now I feel like we're down this path.
So like I'm weird and I have everything.
No,
Like-
that's a good thing.
So like pre-game, it's worship music. Post-game, like I get crap for it, but then it's like 21 Savage or like Young Dolph.
That is very different from
Yeah, it's
the
yeah.
pregame.
Yeah. But then like Morgan Wallen. Love
Okay.
Morgan Wallen.
Oh, so good.
Then like Metallica's good.
Okay.
Like it's
Sure.
everywhere. It's literally everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like to keep it like surprise some people,
I feel like that's his name has got to be Range. Because he's got a range of music, range of hobbies,
Range of food.
range of food.
Yeah.
I like that.
You gotta keep people on their toes. Yeah.
That's a fact. Well, they can't see you otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Good one.
That was nice. I like that.
I've got 2 kids. It makes sense.
Dad joke for sure.
right.
Oh, this was so good. Okay. Thank you so much for being
This
here.
was awesome.
Thanks for having me. It
Absolutely.
was so much fun.
Yes.
It was a good
Oh,
time.
so good. Well, hey, we wish you the best of luck as you go into March and just look forward to the next however many years that you're here at Iowa.
Mhm.
What do you got? Like probably 4 more, 3 more?
3 more. Yeah.
3 more.
Yeah.
You never know with everybody's COVID years
That's a
and all of
fact.
the things. I'm
Yeah.
like, are you 7 years? 8?
Yeah.
There's some-
27.
no,
Yeah.
literally.
Ben Cricky.
Oh my
He's like-
gosh.
No, he's like 22, but like he's like
But he acts 27.
yeah.
I'm so glad I was right about the dad energy. I picked up on that so good. Okay. Owen, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We wish you the best of luck as you
Thanks.
go forward.
Thank you guys.
And Hawkeye fans, if you loved this conversation like we did, make sure you're subscribing on the Talk-About Network. Leave a comment. Make sure you're leaving a review, 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, whatever you're listening to or watching this on. We just appreciate all of you and go Hawks.